Aston Villa 0, Sheffield United 1. First one in the garage. Please ignore that because, quite frankly, this performance is not good enough. Super shit, absolutely shit. For 90 minutes, we did absolutely nothing. We're playing against Sheffield United, who are at the bottom of the league, absolutely been woeful this season, and they quite frankly outplayed us and outdone us. And we have just shown nothing. If anything, we've shown why we are Aston Villa. Because 1 minute we go from a really high performance against Leeds to a really crap performance against Sheffield United. I just can't get my head around it. There's absolutely nothing positive to say tonight because no one did anything bloody good. In the summer, there's going to need to be a really bloody good window and a re-evaluation of players. El Mohammedi, regardless of where his performances go on from now, he's got to be it. His season's gone. He can't even cross the ball in good anymore. Defensively, he's an absolute nightmare. And he's just not offering us anything. So I don't know why we're keeping him instead of Gilbert. You know what I mean? I'd rather have Gilbert as that option behind Matty Cash rather than El Mohammedi after seeing that game tonight because he's offering absolutely nothing. As I said, hopefully that's going to be his time up. Miguel, I'm so tempted to say fuck off in the summer if he's going to keep playing like this for the rest of the season. He's been absolute shit. For me, apart from a few good spells last season, he has not done anything since his first season in the Championship, and that is really worrying to see. A player like him, who was absolute dynamite in the Championship, has not done anything for me since, the Championship. It's really worrying to see, because creatively, he's offering nothing. He's just a lump in that midfield. He's just not doing anything. He just doesn't feel like the same player that we know in John McGinn. El Ghazi, I thought tonight his crossing was absolutely woeful. Crossing-wise, we just can't do anything. It's not being the first man. We're not beating anybody. We're not getting in. We're not getting stuck into the balls. And ultimately, we're just not doing anything. And it's just really... It's just... It's shit. It's so shit. You know what I mean? As I've said before, it's the fact that although we've had a much better season last season, there was still the option of top six. You know what I mean? Even though we are like 4 or 5 points away from it, with that loss now, Everton are going to be finding some form, which they are. Tottenham will find form. Liverpool will eventually find form. You know what I mean? And if we're not capitalising on results like this against Wolves next, against Newcastle, before we move on to Tottenham, we need these next 6 points if we want to stay in that chance for top six. But with results like this tonight, the performance like that, it's just what I've said multiple times when we've lost this season. We're stuck in the mid-table. We can't get off if we're not playing without Grealish. And even when we are playing with Grealish, for me personally, since the return from COVID, we've lacked the intensity, we've lacked that energy that we started off this season with, and ultimately it's just fading out into a disappointment considering what we could have achieved, or can still achieve, considering the season's not over. But it's the fact that we are so close to it that when you put in a performance like that against Sheffield United, you know what I mean, it just makes you think, what the fuck are we doing? And it's just, I don't know, it's a boring 9 minutes of football, and there's just nothing else to say about it because we just didn't do anything. You know what I mean? We need a good summer window. That midfield's going to need absolutely bloody changing. You know what I mean? Sanson deserves bloody more time. You know what I mean? As much of a talent as he is, I think Jacob Ramsey tonight did absolutely nothing. So I got to consider then, okay, as good as he is, maybe he's better coming off the bench as an impact sub. So give Sanson that go. Ross Barkley is not the answer to the player we need when we're a goal down. He's not that option. Keenan Davis, I like the guy and I still think there is a chance for him. But ultimately, he can't score, he doesn't score, and I understand we haven't got many other options, but I'm so tempted to also say, just fuck off and put Louis Barry on the bench, considering what he did against Liverpool. He's got bags more confidence than what fucking Keenan Davis has got. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I think a lot of people say they're going to be better tonight because they know it as well, in the sense that we are close to top six. It is still possible, but when you're performing performances and results like that tonight, you don't deserve to be. And ultimately, it's a shambles. It's an absolute shambles. And that's it. There's just nothing to talk about because we didn't do anything. So we go on to Wolves on Saturday. And that's now going to be a tough game, even though they're, quite frankly, shite. We're going to be in that for a tough game. If we can't get a result of that, what are we going to be doing against Newcastle? So at some point, it's got to turn around. You know what I mean? And ultimately, regardless of whether Grealish is in the team or not, there needs to be a better spark between all these players, and there needs to be more goals. And ultimately, it just needs to be what we saw in the first half of the season. Otherwise, we might as well forget about top six and just stay in the middle and ultimately not achieve anything. Because ultimately, that's what it feels like tonight. We're throwing away a chance at top six just because I just don't know. But yeah, absolute shit. 9 minutes of shit. Can't wait for Saturday against Wolves. That's been my so much reaction to Aston Villa vs Sheffield United. Leave in the comments down below what you thought of that shambolic performance. Also watch Nathan's reaction because I'm sure he's going to love the game. But without further ado, I've been Ben. I can't even say the Villa with the Pride of Villa, but keep watching the Pride of Villa, guys.